Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So dear students, today we are going to talk about growth hormone. Growth hormone is produced by somatotrophs, which are the cell of anterior pituitary. Now remember one thing, that growth hormone, prolactin and human placental lactogen are having many characteristics which are similar to each other. These are the hormones that have many characteristics that are similar to each other. Now, which cell produce growth hormones? We have discussed earlier that growth hormone are produced by somatotrophs of anterior pituitary, and we say that growth hormone releasing hormone are produced by ventromedial nucleus in the hypothalamus, and also this ventromedial nucleus produce somatotrophs, so they act on in opposite direction on the somatotrophs. If growth hormone releasing hormone act on a somatotrophs, growth hormone will be produced. If somatostatin act on a somatotrophs, then growth hormone production will be released. Now we are going to discuss one thing, that growth hormone is produced more during the night sleep time, and it is produced less during the night, because during the daytime it is produced less. This is just because of more production of growth hormone releasing hormone during the night as compared to somatostatin. Now we are going to talk about action of growth hormone. So what action does growth hormone perform? So growth hormone perform two types of action. One is the direct and one is the indirect action. For example, this is a growth hormone. In case of a direct action, it directly act upon the target cell. We have this thing discussed before. And it also act indirectly. Indirect action of growth hormone is like first they act upon the liver cell, hepatocytes, and then hepatocyte produce somatomedins, and this somatomedin then act upon the target cell. So somatomedin is also produced by due to the action of growth hormone on the liver. So growth hormone perform their action by two ways, either directly or indirectly. Now we are going to discuss mechanism of action of growth hormone and somatomedin. How growth hormone and somatomedin perform their mechanism of action. Now let's discuss. This is a target cell. Okay, so this is a target cell. We have this target cell have a receptor on it, which is a one pass receptor. This is one pass receptor, one receptor. This is another receptor, one pass receptor. What is one pass receptor? One pass receptor mean that one pass mean that this receptor has crossed the membrane of the cell only one time. So this is the receptor on the target cell. What is this? This is a target cell. Now growth hormone act upon the target cell, attach here and here. What is this? This is the growth hormone. This is the growth hormone. Now remember one thing, whenever growth hormone act on the one pass receptor, dimerization of this receptor occur. The one receptor and other receptor, they join to each other, they come to each other. So this is called dimerization. So anytime whenever growth hormone act on these receptor, one pass receptor, dimerization of these receptors will occur. Now their dimerization has occurred. Okay, now another molecule which is known as a genus kinase attached here, JAK, we call it genus kinase. Genus kinase attach on the inner side of the one pass receptors. These are the genus kinases. So they attach on one side, one pass receptor on the inner side of the cell. Which type of cell? Target cell. Now another molecule attach here, which is called as a state. Another molecule which is called as a state, short name, will attach here, state. This molecule will attach here to the genus kinase. So what are these called as a signal transduction activation of a transcription, single transduction activator of a transcription. So what is the activity of these state molecule? State molecule have the activity of that they activate the nucleus. When they activate the nucleus, they cause the production of proteins. First messenger RNA and then protein formation will occur. So what actually these molecules do, that they activate, they send the signal to the nucleus of the target cell. When the signal is sent to the nucleus of the target cell, then transcription will occur in this cell. When transcription will occur, this is messenger RNA, then messenger RNA will go from the nucleus into the cytoplasm, and then translation will occur, which will result in the production of or formation of a protein. So what actually growth hormone do? Growth hormone and somatomedin, we can also write here somatomedin in case of indirect action of a growth hormone, and mostly somatomedin perform the activities. So growth hormone and somatomedin perform this type of mechanism, and which result in the formation of a protein. So this is the action of a growth hormone. Important to know that it is important to note that other substances that we said about that they have the same mechanism, just like prolactin and prolactin, we just discussed prolactin and human placental lactogens. We discussed that before. They have same mechanism of activation of the target cell. So this is the mechanism of action of the growth hormone. So what will happen when growth hormone and somatomedin are present in blood? Growth hormone and somatomedin in blood. Important to note that growth hormone remain for short time in the blood as compared to somatomedin. So we can say that somatomedin remain for longer time in the blood as compared to the growth hormone. Why? First of all, there are many reasons behind this. One is that half-life of somatomedin is 20 hours. Half-life of somatomedin is 20 hours. Half-life of somatomedin is 20 hours, while the half-life of growth hormone is just 20 minutes. So it go away from the blood soon, faster as compared to the growth hormone. Another thing that somatomedin attach itself strongly to the plasma protein as compared to the growth hormone. What the plasma protein that are present in the blood, they are attracting the somatomedin more fastly, more strongly as compared to the growth hormone. Thus growth hormone weakly bind into the plasma protein as compared to the somatomedin. So this is the another reason that why the growth hormone remain for a shorter time in the blood as compared to somatomedin. Another reason is that growth hormone is not released continuously, while somatomedin is released continuously. Growth hormone is released in pulses. When it is released, then not released, then it is released, then it is not released. So growth hormone is released in the form of pulses, release and stop, release and stop in this way, while somatomedin is released continuously. So we will say that growth hormone remain in the blood for short time as compared to somatomedin due to the three reasons we discussed now. Now let's discuss pituitary dwarfism. What is a pituitary dwarfism? In this case, what happened, that damage occurred to the any reason when there is a damage to the anterior pituitary, then pituitary will not produce growth hormone, and thus dwarfism will occur, which is called as pituitary dwarfism. So what happen? Damage occurs to anterior pituitary. Now listen, if anterior pituitary is damaged, the growth hormone will not be produced, because growth hormone is produced by anterior pituitary, and a dwarfism, short stature, will occur in this case. So this is called as a pituitary dwarfism. Another thing is African pygmies. What is mean by African pygmies? African pygmies. In this case, also problem with occur with somatomedin. Growth hormones formation is normal in this case, but the problem is that somatomedin is not produced. So in this case, growth hormone is normal, or sometimes it is more than normal, but the problem is with the formation of somatomedin, and this will also result in the short stature. So problem is with somatomedin formation. Problem जो होगा, the problem here will be formation of somatomedin. Growth hormone will either normal, or even sometime its formation will be more than normal. In this case, formation of the growth hormone will be normal. So this is African pygmies. Another problem we have Levy-Loran dwarfism. In this case, same problems occur, but the mechanism that we will discuss with explanation is different. In this case also, the problem is with the somatomedin formation, but they are different. How they are different? It has a special mechanism that we will discuss later. So these are the different conditions which are related with the growth hormone and somatomedin. Next, we have the function of growth hormone and somatomedin. Growth hormone and somatomedin function. Remember one thing, that growth hormone increases protein in body. Growth hormone increases protein and decreases fats in the body. If we have a body, this one, we have a fat body. This is a fat body. If this body start using growth hormone, then in this body protein will be increased and fats will be decreased. This person will become thinner as compared to before, and will become smart. Because what actually happens, the extra mass of the fat is decreased in this person due to the action of the growth hormone, while lean mass of the body, that is mostly due to the proteins, is increased in this person. So when we use growth hormone, we decrease the fats in the body and increases lean mass of the body, increases protein in the body. Another thing, at the time of puberty, growth hormone is released more growth occur at the time of puberty. Later, the growth hormone release decreases, and at the age of 60 years or after the 6th year, the growth hormone immediately decreases. So this is one thing, main function of the growth hormone. Now, how growth hormone perform its function? What does I mean that? What is the mechanism of action of growth hormone? Mechanism of action of growth hormone. Mechanism of action of growth hormone. What is the Mechanism of action of a growth hormone. First of all, growth hormone perform about 4 functions. First of all, what is the main functions? Number 1 is growth hormone increases amino acid intake by cells. When we use growth hormone, amino acid intake is increased by the cell. First function of the growth hormone. Second is that growth hormone act on the DNA and increase the transcription. Here note that we will discuss all the mechanism in which fats are decreased in the body and proteins are increased in the body. If we increase amino acid intake, then it is obviously clear that amino acid intake increases, thus protein formation will increase. If increase transcription by DNA, growth hormone act upon the DNA and increase the transcription for process. Number 3, we have that growth hormone increase the translation. Messenger RNA go to the cytoplasm from the nucleus and their process of translation occur. If growth hormone are more in the body, then more translation will be occur. And fourth thing is decrease catabolism of growth protein. It decreases the catabolism of protein. More protein will remain in the body. Catabolism decreases. What does it mean? That breakdown of protein decreases. So these are the 4 main functions that are performed by the growth hormone. Increase amino acid intake, more amino acid will go into the cell and more protein will be formed. Increase transcription by the DNA. If more DNA formation transcription occur from and more messenger RNA formation occur, then more translation will be occur, and thus another fourth one is more production of a protein, and this is the decreased protein catabolism, thus more protein will remain in the body. So now growth hormone break down lipids. Growth hormone, what does growth hormone do? Growth hormone break down lipids. Growth hormone break down lipid. Growth hormone break down lipids. Lipids are broken down by the growth hormone. How does growth hormone break down the lipids? We will discuss a mechanism of a breakdown of the lipids here. Now this is how drawn the mechanism of breakdown of lipids by the growth hormone. This is lipocyte cell that are containing more fats. Lipocytes, growth hormone act upon these lipocytes, and in the lipocytes there are enzymes which are called hormone sensitive lipases. When growth hormone act upon these enzymes are activated. These enzymes act upon the triglycerides which are present in the lipocytes. This is what we can say that triglycerides. These triglycerides are converted by the hormone sensitive lipase into the glycerol and fatty acid. What are these? These are the fatty acids. These are the fatty acid, 3 fatty acids. Each triglyceride convert into 1 glycerol and 3 fatty acids. These are the fatty acids. So these fatty acid will go into the circulation, and then from circulation they will go into the liver. In liver they are converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A either give energy or they are converted into the ketone in the liver. So this is the action of growth hormone on the lipocytes. What is the action of growth hormone on the lipocytes? Growth hormone act upon the lipocytes. In the lipocyte there are present hormone sensitive enzyme. Growth hormone activate these enzymes. Then these enzymes act upon the triglyceride and convert these triglyceride into glycerol and 3 fatty acid each one. These fatty acids go into the circulation, and from circulation they go into the liver. In the liver, these fatty acids are converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Acetyl coenzyme A either give energy or they are converted into the ketones. So this is the action of a growth hormone. Here note one thing, action of growth hormone on the muscle. What does growth hormone act? How does growth hormone act on the muscle? Growth hormone act on the muscle. They increase the intake of the amino acid, increase the transcription, and then increase the formation of a protein, and then translation, and then protein formation. So this is the action of growth hormone on the muscle. So now this I just discussed the formation of action of the growth hormone and the action of the growth hormone on lipocytes. Another thing is that growth hormone decreases the utilization of glucose. Growth hormone decreases the utilization of glucose. Growth hormone decreases glucose utilization. Growth hormone decreases the utilization of glucose. It means that if growth hormone is present in the body, then more glucose utilization will be decreased. If growth hormone are present more in the body, then glucose utilization in the body will be decreased. Another thing, action of growth hormone on bone growth. Action of growth hormone on the bone growth. Action of growth hormone on the bone growth. What does it mean? That here let's discuss how does growth hormone act on the bone growth. So this is, we have drawn action of growth hormone on the bone growth. Here I have drawn a simple bone. In the bone of the children, we have here a metaphyseal plate, which is also called as the growth phase, and that is the place from where the bone growth occur. Bone growth occur in two ways. It increases in thickness and there is increase in the length. So somatotropin from the liver or growth hormone directly act upon the metaphyseal plate, and it increases several activities in the bone marrow metaphyseal, in the bone metaphyseal plate or growth plate. What does growth hormone or somatotropin does in the bone marrow, in the bone metaphyseal plate, not bone marrow? So it increases the activity of the metaphyseal plate. It increases the activity in the metaphyseal plate. What does it mean? That it become more active. It become more active. Another thing, chondrocytes are converted into the chondroblasts. Chondrocytes are converted into the chondroblasts. Another, it increases the collagen formation. Increases collagen formation, and it increases cartilaginous material formation, and it produces raw bone marrow. Thus, bone marrow growth occur in this way. Bone marrow growth occur in this way. So there are some conditions in which the growth hormone act. Another thing, growth hormone level decrease in obesity. Somatostatin injection decreases the level of the growth hormone, and somatotropin and growth hormone injection cause the decrease in release of growth hormone.